The impact that the Harry Potter series has had on popular fiction remains unmatched. Surviving several generations, receiving high critical praise, and amassing billions at the box office, it's safe to say that the franchise knows a thing or two about success. With the Harry Potter series never at a standstill, there is yet again hype surrounding a new title that will reintroduce the popular wizarding experience to fans old and new alike. Avalanche Software's Hogwarts Legacy is the latest addition to the Harry Potter franchise, providing a fresh and modernized third-person gaze taking place in the Wizarding World universe. Hogwarts Legacy looked appealing enough upon the initial gameplay reveal that was released last year that I felt a sense of immediate nostalgia to the franchise from my early childhood discovery of Harry Potter and its lore. Though the creator, J.K. Rowling, and her inherent attachment to this project is obviously controversial, I want to quickly establish that I am in no means defending her absurd opinions nor her political advocacy. I don't intend on addressing her views on gender issues in full length, however, I can say that I don't like nor support them. In fact, I quite dislike many of her recent takes and have since muted any mention of her online. However, I want to stay as objective as possible in discussing Hogwarts Legacy because it remains an important topic and, in extension, an important topic to the developers who have poured a lot of ambition to this project since its inception. Although many in the community seem to be boycotting Hogwarts Legacy due to J.K. Rowling's involvement, I want to offer a perspective of my own and how I feel about this title purely on an outsider's view. While I consider myself left-leaning, I am not knowledgeable on the topic of gender issues, nor does it resonate with me the way it does for others. I may dislike what J.K. Rowling says or promotes on her personal pages, but I don't think that should dictate whether or not a standalone project like Hogwarts Legacy should be boycotted because of absurd things she says. As someone who enjoys discourse on games I like or am looking forward to, I want to provide an insight on Hogwarts Legacy and talk about areas that I think this game could accomplish well in. So without further delay, please enjoy and respect my analysis on Hogwarts Legacy and how, in spite of large opposition ahead of its launch, I think this title can triumph and still be a successful product when it releases this February. When Hogwarts Legacy first revealed in September 2020, the world was in a tough place. Those circumstances unveiled the human condition and our hunger for mutual connection. In many ways, I think that the Harry Potter franchise connects people together. Fans assemble in celebration of the series and share interest in the diverse lore and beautiful landscape. Hogwarts Legacy should be no different, except it kind of is. You see, a few months before Hogwarts Legacy's unveiling, J.K. Rowling posted a tweet cackling at the ideology of transgenderism, asserting the thought that trans women are not women. This generated backlash, and J.K. Rowling continued to defend her position in spite of that. With as large of an audience that the Harry Potter franchise has, you can assume that many are and continuing to oppose J.K. Rowling's views and are now calling for the complete boycott of Hogwarts Legacy. Instead of fans celebrating the game's existence like I previously mentioned they normally would, they're split, with some pressuring many to refrain from supporting the product to others excited for it. That begged the question if Hogwarts Legacy can still come out on top and trample these boycotts whilst being a successful product that many will cherish for years to come. To start off, it's a good idea to define success, or at least what constitutes success. In my opinion, a game's achievements are both measured by its financial earnings and the praise it gets by critics and the audience alike. Although at times gamers indulge in review bombing for the sake of it, it may be important to consider that if critics are talking about how good a game is, and if the earnings speak volumes, then it's likely a successful product. Recently, a headline popped up on my Twitter feed which prompted the idea for this video, since I had known many were excited for Hogwarts Legacy, including myself. The headline stated that Hogwarts Legacy remains the #1 most pre-ordered game on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC platforms. An article by Game Rant stating, based on pre-order information from various platforms, Hogwarts Legacy has already been declared to be a big contender in 2023, citing information which was extrapolated by a Twitter user named Benji Sales, who focuses on video game trends, video game sales, and video game sales data. Now, I don't know how often this happens, but I honestly haven't read a headline like that in recent memory since Red Dead Redemption 2. VG Charts announced recent data which suggests that Hogwarts Legacy is the #1 purchase title through pre-orders on Steam, followed by Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This only supports the fact that this game will sell. Since the Harry Potter franchise and any product that's involved with the lore of it subsequently becomes popular, it wouldn't be unwise to suggest that regardless of how well received the game is in a critical eye, a ton of people will buy it anyhow. Large sales solely being a measure of a product's quality isn't an accurate representation of its success. However, based on pre-orders alone, it's easy to conclude that Hogwarts Legacy will sell, and it'll sell a lot. And I'm equally happy for that outcome. While I'll never claim to be the biggest Harry Potter fanatic, I still do enjoy it for what it is. The RPG fantasy game looks fun, and if gameplay promises remain true and authentic to the stories that have defined the past 2 decades and more, then that alone will have made Hogwarts Legacy a triumph in its own right. Taking a look at the gameplay features and exclusive content, I can understand why some remain hesitant and skeptical regarding what they're promising. On one hand, the studio can deliver a realistic and grandiose wizardly experience, and on the other, the game could fail and tamper all fan expectations with things alluding to minor monetization efforts at the hand of Avalanche Software's development team. Specifically timed potion brewing capabilities and other limited content that the studio may be hiding behind a paywall. But from what I've seen, I'll say Hogwarts Legacy shines bright in showcasing a game experience that I really haven't played before from the Harry Potter franchise. Sure, there have been plenty of games under the name, but Hogwarts Legacy aims to do something different. The game is a third-person action-adventure RPG title that grants its users access to explorative gameplay, allowing for secret discoveries and mysterious narratives. Players can attend classes, learn diverse spells, and duel characters to test out their skills while also improving upon them with each victory. You can roam the Hogwarts castle freely while finding ways to combat any obstacles presented your way. Objectively, the game looks like it is sticking true to the source material while providing something unique for their fans. Creatures remain tied to magical forces that have been plaguing the world, and with the assistance of skilled allies, their efforts can be put to an end for good. The combat looks engaging and satisfying while presenting a challenge with harder opponents. The array of options seriously looks like it will offer its players endless opportunities for fun, which is what these games are about anyway. Overall, the Hogwarts Legacy's presentation appears stimulating. The thrill of walking through Hogwarts Castle while taking part in fictional classes dedicated to fantasy lore excites me. The attention to diversifying abilities and skills also illustrates more of the studio's respect to forming a raw experience labored through passion to please fans of the beloved franchise while attracting less familiar players to the game. Whether this is enough for the game to succeed, only time will tell. But in my subjective opinion, I think the hype is justified. A full-fledged third-person game which delves deep into the wizard fantasy, expanding on its lore, introducing cool Easter eggs, and providing a seemingly well-polished game, especially from a smaller studio like Avalanche Software, is already an incredible feat. So while many may dislike my view, I am actually looking quite forward to this title. Hogwarts Legacy is the hottest new Harry Potter game that attempts to do something modern, sticking true to formulas and its mythology, while expanding upon exploration and gameplay iteration. It gives homage to the franchise and does so respectfully. Though J.K. Rowling's ties to the game may inherently tarnish some of the game's sales, and while many remain skeptical about the title in general, I for one am honestly optimistically hopeful, but will keep an eye out for reviews closer to its launch. My overall take is this. Even though J.K. Rowling's comments are unfavorable, I can still stand to accept a piece of art that she's tied to and recognize it for all of its accomplishments. Assuming the game will be a wonderful experience and gameplay potential remains superb, assuming critics enjoy it for what it is, and with recent news surrounding its stunning pre-order numbers, it may be time for those who disapprove of the creator's opinions to accept the fact that it won't change the likelihood of Hogwarts Legacy succeeding. The idea of separating the art from the artist is inconceivable to many people, and I've had my fair share of disagreements with others who've asserted their views on me in bad faith, all for supporting a piece of art simply because of someone else's attachment to it. But ultimately, none of that actually matters, because I do think, in spite of all recent controversies and boycotting efforts, that Hogwarts Legacy will triumph on top of its opposition and be a great example of a decent game done right for its fans, and then some. With all of that said, I'd like to thank you so very much for watching this brief take on Hogwarts Legacy. Consider subscribing to support my creative endeavors here on YouTube, or try joining in on the discussion by commenting below and let me know what you feel about Hogwarts Legacy and whether or not it will succeed come this February.